Shalom. And I want to start off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachach Chodesh. Double honors to my teachers, the head apostles, and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, that's out there listening, pushing forward this word with truth and sincerity, and your few Akwath as well, that's listening with sincerity. I'm the brother from the camp, GMS Montreal, coming back with another lesson. And street preaching is very important, okay? Street preaching, if I may say, is one of the core foundation of this ministry, okay? Because the Lord told us to go out there and the highways and hedges and to preach unto the people, man. Okay? Yes, also, doing lessons, sit downs, things of that nature, that's good too. But also you can't neglect the fact that the Lord commanded us to go out, to be in the elements. Okay? Because pursuant to Proverbs, the first chapter, it tells you wisdom's going to be crying out in the streets, man. Okay, let's read that real quick. Proverbs 1 and verse 20. It says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. How is wisdom uttering her voice in the streets? Via the prophets, via the selected men, or the chosen vessels that the Lord has selected in these last days to be able to preach his word. Because that's how the Lord always dealt with mankind. Okay, he always spoke to men by the mouth of his prophets. Pursuant to Hebrews, the first chapter. Let's get that too to back it up. Okay. Hebrews 1:1. It says, the Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. Okay, so in time past, you go all the way back to Genesis since the beginning. The Lord has always spoke unto man by his prophets. Okay, so that's how wisdom is crying without in the streets, man. Because what? The men of the Lord are out there in the highways and the hedges, man, on the streets. Okay, prophesying unto the wind. All right? And also doing sit-downs and personal lessons. Okay? But we also what? Mandatory that we go out, man. Until, until the famine of the word, of course. Until, the order comes from on high saying, no more street preachings. Because we know Esau's coming with his wicked laws, okay, to try to put an end to this word, man. Which everything is going to go according to the Lord's time, not Esau's time. Okay, when the Lord deems it's the time for the famine of the word to come, then he's going to let Esau move forward and basically sensitizing this truth, man. Okay? But anyways, back to Proverbs 1 and verse 20 again. It says, wisdom crieth without in the streets. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates, in the city, she uttereth her voice, her words saying. So wisdom's going to be in the chief place of concourse, which, before, right here in Montreal, we used to be in downtown, one of the areas in downtown to preach. But since, Esau's coming down here with that Bill C9 and other things that happened where we had to relocate, because where we were at before, which is once again was a chief place of concourse, there was some newscast people, that came right when we left, man. Okay, right when we left, some newscast people came because when we were there for like not 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks, back to back, this group of Christians came around us singing all loud and shit, disturbing people. You know what I'm saying? So we believe that was set up. Okay, the fact that they came, and then after that, the newscast people came and started interviewing them and shit. and, basically putting a bad image on them or whatever. So the Spirit alerted the Pash, which is the head of our camp here, I'm saying, to relocate. So that's wisdom too. That's foresight. Okay? And then we relocated and went to a more secluded area because we have to move accordingly. We got to follow the Spirit, right? We're not going to be there and then here it is. Yeah, we seen the trap being laid. Yeah, let's stay there. We got to hold our post. The scriptures say another man, you cannot build on another man's foundation. We started here first. We're not going to go back to back with them, man. You know what I'm saying? Which at first where we were at, they came too close. They were being all loud, disturbing the edification that was being brought out. And then we move a bit further. And then, there was still being demons coming around us, asking questions, trying to, disturb the food that's being brought out, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, everything worked out for the best, right? We saw the trap and we moved accordingly. All right? But anyways, that was a quick, little side note to add to the lesson. You don't necessarily have to be in the chief place of concourse, right? But you got to be out there, man. Whether you're in a park, whatever, you just got to be out there, man. All right? Okay, which us, we moved because it was strategic. Anyways, so wisdom's going to be crying in the chief place of concourse, man. Okay, it's going to be in the streets. All right, look at the ancient time, man, where the prophets were out there doing the marketplace, right? When in the book of Acts, when Apostle Paul went to Athens or Mars Hill, that was where the philosophers, the people that had a new thing, a new doctrine, they would come there and bring it out, man. Okay? Mars Hill was like around a chief place of concourse. You see? But anyways, man, let's continue. It says, verse 22, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? Yeah, how long, Jake? How long are you going to stay in simplicity, man? But the point being is how what wisdom is going to be crying without in the streets, man. Which leads me to get this parable. Highways. Right here in Luke 14. Put the brightness a bit up. I don't know what it went down for. 14 and verse... I'm gonna go to the point. You know what? I'll read up, which is it's a parable there, which I brought out. But I'm gonna go down to the point. For the sake of time, I'm gonna make this lesson quick. Luke 14 and verse 15. It says, and when one of them that sat at meat with him heard these things, and said unto him, blessed is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of heaven. Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bid many. And he sent his servants at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are ready. Okay, and the servants are us, the prophets. Okay, which the supper, you may say, is this knowledge, which eventually is going to lead to the kingdom. Right? So, the Lord sent out his prophets, or his servants, to those that was bidden to the wedding. And it's going to go on, they didn't come. And afterwards, those going to say what to go in the highways and hedges, which we're going to go down here in verse 23 and get. Okay, it says, jump down to verse 23. And the Lord said unto his servants, go unto the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. Right? So the Lord compelled us. Although this is a parable, but parables are what? Are dark sayings, or wise sayings. Okay, making comparisons with, different scenarios which actually apply to us. Right? So we're the servants, and we're compelled to go into highways and hedges, man. Okay? We're bidden. We're given commandment to go into highways and hedges, so that what? The elect may come into the supper, or you may say this wedding. All right, because that's what really this word is for. And we're going to prophesy into the wind, and the wind is going to make sure our words reach whoever is meant to reach, for the word to activate within them. Okay, because it's not of us, right? Like Apostle Paul said, Apollos planted, I watered, but what the Most High gave the increase. It's not up to us to decide who gets to understand this. We just preach it, If they get it, hey, that's great. That means the Lord opened up their understanding. If not, then it is what it is. We're still going to be prophesying to the wind. You know what I'm saying? What is something I believe? Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? We're still going to be preaching. All right? And I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. Yeah, those that were bidden in the parable didn't come. So the Lord told them to go in the highways and hedges and ask people to come. Okay? Because once again, we're only here for the elect, man. Right? Because, hey, our people, they're bidden, but they don't want to come. Right? Because this word is for them. But that's why those only deal with the remnant. Because only the remnant, the sheep, is going to hear the Lord's voice. The rest of the Lord's people, they will not.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
2/3 and whatnot, they're not going to hear. Okay? So once again, man, it's very important to go out there in the highways and hedges, man. Oh, because a key factor too is the fact that Scripture said will be made a spectacle unto the world, man. Okay, right here. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 4 and verse 9. It says, "For I think that the Most High has set forth us the apostles last, as we were appointed to death." It says, "For we are made a spectacle unto the world and to angels and to men." So we're made a spectacle unto the world, man. Okay? And one of the major ways that's being played out is by the fact that we're out there in the elements and the highways and hedges. Okay? Having it on our garments, the tribe sign, which looks foolish in the eyes of the world. Okay, saying almost made me say Lord, but which looks foolish in the eyes of the world. But in the eyes of the Lord, this is a beautiful work. That's why once again you gotta go out there, man. And it's beneficial for you too, because you're gonna grow even more. You're gonna grow even faster because you're exposed to the elements. Okay, it's a leap of faith that you're really taking, right? Because you're going out there in the streets, you know, you don't really, in a sense, you ain't got no defense, right? Because you're going off of faith, you're just preaching the word, and anybody could come up and ask questions, right? Demons could pull up, believers could come up. You know, it's a different environment, man, when you're in the comfort of your home, right? When you're in the comfort of your home, you're more relaxed, right? But when you're out there, you're on your guard, you're preaching, right? You're ready for anything, for people to come ask questions, or, you know, whether someone comes for altercation, then you move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? It's different, man. You gotta be out there, man. You know, gird up thy loins like a man. Scripture say that, man. The Lord demands it of us. Gird up your loins like a man, bro. And just go out there, man. Take that leap of faith, man. Stop being timid and shy and scared. I don't know if I'm gonna bring it out right. Come on.
I don't know.
That's why you study. Like Scripture says, study to show thyself approved. You study, right? And then after you go out, man, and the Spirit's gonna be with you, man. You know what I mean? Or let's say if you're scared, then look let's say you're scared to go out alone, then look for your local camp and go ask them if I'm gonna pull up, where you guys at? Let me pull up. Okay? And let's say you don't have one, then start one. Shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, our head here, the brother Napash, he started preaching by himself here, man. You know, and then mass majority of us, you know, which us brothers who came from a different city, we saw it, and we came down here and started prophesying. And eventually we moved down here too. You see? Which that was a leap of faith. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta go out there, bro. It's mandatory. Okay? Also, you ain't really gonna get on a level like that, man. Okay? But anyways, man, I'm gonna close it off there. Bringing all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachach Chodesh. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time.